Today, well, I kind of did it yesterday, or whatever day it is an update on my kitty Stella. It's been about 6 days since she had her surgery. It's almost about a week, and I'm going to kind of like fill you guys in on everything that happened during that whole entire time of taking care of her, because there have been times where I filmed videos and times where I didn't, because I just wanted to take care of my cat. She's currently sleeping in her crate, and I'm not gonna really wake her up. I don't really feel like waking her up right now. But if she wakes up on her own, it's different. I'll show you guys a picture. I'll show you guys when she wakes up. But Wednesday was when she got fixed. We had to drop her off Wednesday morning between 8 and 8:30. So I woke up at 7, took a shower, and drove to the hospital that we went to. And we weren't allowed to go in. We had to wait in a car and have someone come out and with the mask on and everything, and tell me, ask the nurse. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it a nurse, because I don't know what I guess veterinarian assistant, but nurse in other terms, because that's like the doctor's assistant. In a way, I don't know how it works, but I'm gonna call her the pet nurse. And she asked me a couple questions, asked me when the last time she ate was, and she meowed the whole time that we went there because she was irritated because she wasn't allowed to eat the night before after 9 o'clock. So the last time she got food was at 8:50 that night, because they need to have the kitty on an empty stomach. Well, any animal on an empty stomach because for a woman, they have to cut you open and tie your tubes, and then the tubes fall off and it heals by himself. With the male, they put these little rubber bands or whatever they're called around the genitalia and wait for them to plop off. I don't know, that's not full detail, that's just a little what I know, but so she had to be on an empty stomach, and she has a shaved spot on her, which I will show you guys when she wakes up. I think she's pretty out of it right now. But, yeah, I'm tired. Okay. Yeah, she can sleep wherever she wants. Lately, she's been wanting to sleep in a crate, which, I mean, it's understandable. She doesn't really want to have to deal with me, so she's kind of mad at me. The more coherent she's getting, the more she remembers who's the one that brought her there. So, the more angry she gets at me. Because if someone put you in a crate, it's a pet carrier, but I keep calling it a crate. Pet carrier took you to an unknown location, well, that you didn't know, but the person knew, had a random stranger come and get you with a mask on, took you in, knocked you out, and you woke up with a shaved spot and a scar that you don't remember ever having. You'd be pretty pissed at the person that took you there too. But she's slowly starting to forgive me. We played catch a little bit yesterday. Yes, my cat knows how to play catch. I'll make a video on that at some point. But they did the surgery. I got the call around 1 saying, hey, you guys can come pick up your cat after 1:30, and I said, great. We didn't pick her up till 3 because we had a doctor's appointment ourselves to go to, so we did that. And then we picked her up. They told us that she might throw up if she eats right away, so to wait a couple of hours, give her some wet food, because wet food will be better on her stomach than dry food would. Give her some water, and if she throws up, don't feed her for the rest of the night. And that it would be completely normal if she didn't poop or anything. First night, I fed her around 5, so 2 hours after I brought her home, because I wanted her stomach to settle and, get used to being home. And of course, she was a little drugged up from the anesthesia because she was still high off of it. And we were told not to let her lick her lick her cut, scar. I don't know what's the correct word to say it, but I'm gonna call it a scar for 7 to 10 days. It's healing really well. I'm not gonna show you guys it because I don't want to get demonetized. Also, it was right next to her vagina, and I don't really want to show you guys that either because she is shaved, but I will show you guys her shaved tummy while covering that up, which is getting hair on it too, which is cool because I know it's itching her quite a lot and she just wants it to be back. I wanted to be back too because I accidentally petted the area where she's shaved, and it feels not how you would expect it would. When like a woman or like a person has like hasn't shaved for a while, they get stubble, right? With her, it's like it grew in and it was like really silky. It wasn't, which I guess is the difference between fur and hair. It was like really silky. It wasn't stubble. But they had to shave from her tummy to the middle of her tummy down, so up here has like hair. But we picked her up. I got her in the car. Us, meaning my dad and me. I held her while my dad was driving. I held her in her crate and was petting on her and stuff, and she didn't meow on the way back because she was just happy to come home. And she was all lovey-dovey with me that day because she was so doped up. Like I said, from the anesthesia, she didn't really know what the heck was going on. But it was it's a chore to get her not to lick herself. But because they don't staple her shut. They put glue on her and then just let that be so that way she doesn't have to come back and get the staples removed. I guess it's called a suture, something like that. I don't remember for sure. Ask a veterinarian or anybody that works with that kind of stuff. We took her home. I've been keeping the crate out so that way she can go to it if she wants to or get used to it or whatever. Because that night I brought it out and the very first thing she did was fall asleep in it. So I have been doing this thing where if I ever do need to take her to her bed again, she knows that the crate is safe and that she doesn't need to worry. It's just where I'm going to take her and for what reason is the thing that she needs to worry about. But yeah, that was sort of interesting. I brought her home. She was tipsy. She walked for a few, was kind of Humpty Dumptying around, meaning that she was kind of like, woo! But every 5 minutes she'd fall because she was sleeping the whole time when we picked her up, and she was home, so she wanted to re-smell everything and get used to everything, and get used to all the senses and stuff again, and remember where everything was. And I gave her some wet food around 5, so it was 2 hours after. It was 2 hours after we brought her home that, and the vet said she did really good. If anyone's worried, she did really well. Things are going really well. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm doing all this I'm sorry I'm doing all of this out of order. It's just I'm trying to focus on her and talk to you guys. I remember things that the vet said, but I can't remember them until after I tell you guys important information. It's like a whole process or thing. But yeah. Brought her home, waited 2 hours, let her get used to her environment again. Left the crate out in the living room, which she laid in and fell asleep in for about an hour. Around like, I want to say 4. After taking an hour and sniffing everything around again. And around 5:30, I want to say, because it wasn't 5 precisely, because I was kind of basing what time I was going to feed her off of how she was acting. And if she was acting so doped up to the point where she was just, if she was still going to be asleep around that time, I wasn't going to wake her up just so she could eat and possibly throw up. But, she did, in fact, eat, and it went well. She didn't throw up or anything. So I tried to give her some water, but instead of her drinking the water, she started batting at it, which I later found out was because her depth perception was really off. She was trying to jump on things and missing hardcore. And by the way, she likes to jump on things, and I asked the vet about it before. I'm like, okay, my cat likes to jump and parkour on everything. Is that okay? She's like, oh yeah, she can continue doing all of that when she's done with the surgery. Just she might work herself over the first day because she's just going to be so excited to be home that she'll be sore the next day. Which she was. All she did was sleep for, I want to say, 3 days after everything happened, and she's still sleeping because sleep heals a lot of things. Like, sleep is good for when you're sick, sleep is good for when you're not feeling good. Yeah, that and a nice hot bubble bath or shower. Especially if your muscles hurt so badly, which is what I'm going to do after this, because my right side's been hurting really badly. I've been sleeping on the couch around 6, because that's the time where she gets antsy, because she has her mom was a rescue, and her mom passed away, I think a week after she was born, is what I was told. So her and her mom were rescues, but she wasn't born until after they found her mom. No, she was born before they found her mom. She was the runt of the litter and born last. And her mom passed away from the illness a week after because she didn't have the right care and stuff that she needed during the childbirth, and they pretty much sucked the nutrients out of her, and she was refusing to eat, and she passed away from that. But, yeah. She ate. She didn't go to the bathroom right away. They said it was normal if she didn't go to the bathroom a day or two afterwards, but, the next day, Thursday, the very first thing she did was go poop, which is really nice. And she was drinking water and stuff, and I gave her a little bit of hard food, not much, because I didn't know if that was going to upset her stomach. She has a full thing of hard food now, because it's been almost a week, so I'm not too worried about it, plus things have healed almost fully. There's like nothing but a little tiny mark on her now, and her tummy's back to growing hair on it again, which is nice. But, yeah, it was kind of interesting to see her batting at it, and then, because she couldn't see it, and I only gave her a little bit of water because they said give her a little bit because she might gorge herself the first night when she comes back. So I just gave her a little bit of water, and she batted at it because she wanted to see where it was, and it wasn't very much. She batted at it like a few times, and then the water was already gone on the floor on her paw. So it wasn't till 6 o'clock Thursday morning that she was actually drinking water, because that's when her depth perception and stuff came back. She still had a bad at it a couple times, but what I did was I put a light towards it so that way it could reflect, so that way, because it's clear. We have purple little bowls. Well, they're about this big, I want to say. And it's clear, so she couldn't see it, and it was in a dark area because it was like late, because the sun likes to go early still. Sometimes. We don't really get sun much here in Idaho, but it's whatever. Sorry, it's 11:30 and I'm tired. But I don't know what else I forgot to mention. Oh, no, I think I've mentioned everything that I needed to mention. I talked about everything that I needed to talk about, but I'm not going to take her out of her crate. I'll just bring her crate up here, so that way I can just put it back down. Come on. This crate, by the way, was $13 at a pawn shop. You want to say hi to people? Ooh. This is your video, Stella. Can you say hi to the people? And I don't force her into this crate. If she wants in it, she wants in it, but I just don't give her a little bit of time to come out because she's been in it practically all day. Come on. Come on, Missy. Oh, she's back to a regular food schedule and everything now, so she has a full thing of food and stuff. And I never needed to change her litter. Well, I changed her litter once every 3 weeks. But I didn't need to change the litter that I was giving her or change the food or anything. They just say be careful not to let her gore herself, because cats and dogs are like children. When they think that they're feeling better, they will eat and eat and eat and play and play and play until they're no longer feeling better. Come on, honey. I think she's mad at me. Come on, baby. Stella. Big yawn. Gives me nothing. You give me nothing. If she doesn't want to come up, she doesn't have to come up. She is in there. See? I was thinking about taking the top off, maybe. Where is it? I'm going to take all this top off, so that way you guys can still see her. My thing is it might be easy to take off, but it might be a pain in the ass to put back on. Come on, honey. Come on, honey. Okay, I am going to take her out. I'm going to close this for a quick second. Come here. Come here. I'm going to put this over here. You can get back in it in a second. I just want you to be social for like 2.5 seconds, honey. Okay. This is your video. This is a video all about you. But, I'm just gonna show you guys. Oh, I know you don't like this. See, her tummy is indeed shaved. Okay, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to show them that you do, in fact, have a shaved tummy. Let's put this back over here. Okay, you can move out of the way. Honey, move out of the way. Honey, move out of the way. Yep. Showing you guys also that she likes being in here. Kitty cat video. Proof that I don't force her into it. She actually willingly goes in by herself. I just leave it open for her. You don't want to go in now? Huh? She likes sleeping in it. I'm not going to not let her. If she wants to lay in it, she can. If she wants to sleep in it, she can. My first thought is maybe it's because the ground is much colder, and she likes the feeling of it on her little tummy. But yes, she's doing really well now. Everything's going really well, and I will give you guys an update when everything went back to normal. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys have a great day, and bye.